round of applause. Isn't this awesome? Amazing. Our volunteers, our parents, our staff, our students. I hope you're as excited as I am for tonight. Jazz is one of my favorite bands here at Frost. All of them are my favorite, okay? They're all equally the best. But I get to come in every morning at 7 a.m. and, mornings are not my best, time. I'm not that much of a morning person, but when I get to walk by and hear them practice and play and dedicate themselves, it's just amazing. So let's give our students a big round of applause. If you don't know who I am, I'm Mr. Cho. I'm the proud principal of Robert Frost Middle School, and tonight is our first night of 4. And we're really looking forward to these next couple of nights because I know the students have been working so hard and our music teachers as well, and they want to showcase all that they've been doing because I hear them everywhere. They're outside practicing morning, late afternoon. So before we go on, I want to give an opportunity for our Vice President Board Member Schmerlson. He is my board member. Let's give him a big round of applause. He want to say some words for you.
Thank you everybody, and thank you for supporting me in the election. I want you to know that music, art, theater, and dance, as well as sports, they are so important in our schools for keeping our kids in school. So people think, oh, it's an extra. It's a little extra. It's not an extra. Just as important as the regular subjects we take, music, art, theater, and dance, as well as sports. This is what keeps our kids in school, and I will keep it always. So I want you to know. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Board Member Schmerlson. I'm going to hand it over to our wonderful, wonderful teacher, Mr. Rodriguez, to take us through this jazz journey. I'm looking forward to it. Here you go.
Thank you, Mr. Cho. All right. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for joining us. I keep forgetting it's Monday today. It feels like a Friday. But here we are on night 1 of our what promises to be a wonderful winter music festival. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Tonight is night 1 featuring our jazz ensemble and mariachi. And jazz ensemble, as Mr. Cho mentioned, is an ensemble that meets every morning as a 0 period. This is an audition group. The students did try out. And initially at the beginning of the year, last year, Jazz Ensemble had such a successful year. I think that magic was spread to new students. At the beginning of the year, this year, we had close to 50-something kids. We had close to 20 trumpet players who were initially interested. So much so that we had to do an audition. And in the audition panels, we had so many wonderfully talented students we couldn't turn down. We just decided, you know what, it'd be great. Let's just do 2 jazz bands. So this is a first for the jazz program at Frost, having 2 jazz ensembles in the fall. So that's something worth noting and worth just acknowledging how much growth the program has had since coming back from COVID. So who's on the stage right now is our Jazz Ensemble B, and the vast majority of the students are new to jazz this year. And the thing about it is, it's a completely different style of playing. So when they're in beginning, raise your hand if you were in beginning last year. Cool, raise your hand if this is your first year in jazz. Okay, good. So you can see where we're starting from. It's a different way of playing. It's a different way of thinking. It's just a different feel to it, a different vibe as the kids speak. That's all I'm going to say. I know a different language. It sounds like English, but it's teenager. But we'll stick to this right now. Anyway, so what we're going to start with today is going to be a tune entitled, see, I already forgot, entitled Fat Cat. And it's a swing tune. And that's one of the first things we had to learn how to do. We had to learn how to swing, playing 8th notes instead of just doing dot, 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 doing do, ba, do, ba, do, ba. We had to make them cool. And so they're a really cool group of kids. They're very committed. They're in the room at 7 a.m. while the other students are still sleeping. So I want to commend them for that. Okay, this first swing tune entitled Fat Cat is going to feature solos by Stephen Gergis on the tenor saxophone. No, sorry, see, wrong one. I told you I owe you $1. This is the one that's going to feature a trombone solo by Maddox, Bones. Mr. Bones is playing a trombone solo. okay? And then you're gonna hear from Leo on the vibes, and then you're going to hear from Elmer Lopez on the alto saxophone. So here we go, without further ado, to open our Winter Music Festival, Fat Cat. We hope you enjoy. Everybody? Oh, hi, friend. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. So there are a lot of thank yous that need to be acknowledged and said in putting something like this together. This is a labor of love and definitely something that takes a village. And so I want to start by thanking our administration here at Frost Middle School for all of their incredible support. Please, round of applause for our administration. We have, and I'm sure you know this, I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir here. We have a very unique music program here at Frost. With myself and Ms. Curtis in the offerings that we provide to the community here. It's not a very common combination that you see. Most music programs in middle school, it's either one choral teacher, sometimes one band teacher, sometimes one band and one strings, and so we have a very unique music program here. And a lot of the reason is because of the support from our administration, so I just want to thank our admin. Our Frost faculty and staff as well, especially during concert season. We have a lot of students that are incredibly talented. Some of them are in more than one ensemble. Some of them play more than one instrument. In fact, this started last year. There was an unspoken goal that was set by some of our members. They wanted to see how many different groups, how many different pieces of music they could play. And so we have kiddos who are basically trying to, or there's some students, if you look in the programs, you'll see some names, and maybe I should make that a competition of sorts, a game of sorts, to look through the program and to see what the most names that you see are. We have students who are multiple ensembles, multiple instruments. My point is that sometimes it requires extra rehearsals, and I'd like to thank our Frost faculty and staff for their continued support, especially as we get close to concert season. It's, like today we had to have extra rehearsals during some of the other class period. So I just want to thank them for always just coming alongside and helping us out and being flexible and understanding. So thank you to our Frost faculty and staff. I'm blinded by the lights, so I don't know who is here, but I just want to thank you. Okay. And there's more thank yous to come. Our next piece of music is entitled Good News, and you're going to hear from Almika on the piano. You all set? Is the D string in too? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, up. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so as they get ready for the next piece, some of them are switching in and some of them are switching out on different instruments, as I was mentioning earlier. Wanted to take the time to acknowledge and thank our jazz coaches. We're very fortunate enough to have two of the greatest jazz educators in the last, well, I don't want to say century, but we're close to it. I shouldn't say that, it's on the live feed. That's okay. They love me. Mr. Sid Lassane and Mr. Dan Taguchi, they are wonderful mentors to me. Mr. Taguchi was my high school music jazz teacher, one of the inspirations as to why I became a teacher, and Mr. Lassane was actually the founding teacher of the jazz program at Hamilton High School. And so they both come in and they both work with the kiddos regularly. I also want to thank, and I'll introduce them a little bit in the program, our percussion coach, Nico Figueroa Reyes. I believe he's in the back somewhere. Just wanted to acknowledge and thank him for all his contributions to the kids as well. Like I said, this takes a village. This is not something that I can do on my own. I used to when I first started, but I was 23 when I first started. I'm 41 now, so help is always appreciated. All right, so our next tune for the holiday portion of the program is a swing arrangement of Jingle Bells, and once again, you're going to hear on piano from Almika. That was Chris Renew on the Barry sax as well. All right, and so as they switch over for their next and final tune, we've spent a whole semester preparing, and it's almost and how quickly the experience goes. Are you guys enjoying yourselves? And that's what it's about. It's about having fun and enjoying what we do, and they enjoy it. I enjoy working with them too. They're good. Festivals coming up in the spring semester. One of the pages in the program shows all the dates. So if we all get superior and first place at all of our festivals, we'll let you cut our hair and buzz it off. And I'm just like, let me talk to your parents. I'm pretty sure they'll be okay with that. But so we'll see. But then someone's like, well, maybe they're going to sabotage it so they don't get first place so that they don't have to do that. So I don't know. We have to come up with something. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, our last piece of music for the Jazz Ensemble B is a Latin tune entitled Little Frog. And you're going to hear on tenor saxophone from Stephen, and you're going to hear on alto saxophone from Elijah. So after they perform this piece, it's going to be a quick change. But if you do need to use the restroom, we can allow for about a 10-minute changeover. Concessions are in the program. We had a very successful campaign this year with Snap Rate. Generous showing from our community of supporters. But it does take a lot. Until meetings that we had earlier in the year. To run, it generally takes a... And we do drill and festivals and things like that. And so we are always appreciative of any contribution. So if you are, there is a QR code at the program in one of the pages. You know, I've been told that you just scan it with your bank. Should you feel moved, not a requirement. We enjoy just having you here and playing for you. All right, so here we go with our last tune, Little Frog. Kind of sounds like that ringtone. No, I'm serious. Watch. Here we go. Ready? Close your binders. Switch with A. As B band makes their way off the stage, I'm going to invite the students in the A ensemble to make their way up to the stage. And then again, we'll be ready to go in about maybe 10 minutes. If you want to go to the restrooms, help yourself to concessions, that would be great. Thank you very much.
Right there.
We'll be ready to go in the next 2 minutes. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started with the second portion of our